Welcome to your reading. Whew. This one is called The Waiting Room because that is where we are right now. I say we because this reading is also for me and the collective of souls that I'm reading for. We're in a waiting room right now. And I'm going to get right into the reading. No preface this time. Cards flew right out. Okay. Maintain your childlike spirit. You know, many of us have had difficult childhoods, difficult upbringings, have gone through really difficult situations. And I think that one thing that stands out with going through a difficult situation as a child is our ability to maintain our light, our ability to maintain our essence, our ability to find joy and laughter and innocence in our daily life. And that's something to keep within you, in and out of the waiting room. Maintain that. But I really, really want to get into what this waiting room is all about and what we're waiting for and what we're going toward, because I also had a dream last night that was really interesting and connected to this reading. And I'm going to share that as the energy of this reading develops. The next card is Breakthrough in the reverse. So, you know, the readings I've been doing lately have been so different than readings I've done ever. And, you know, I really have my work cut out for me interpreting the energy of these cards here. And I'm using Nature's Whispers by Angela Hartfield, which I really love. Because I do like to lean into nature for guidance, and the artwork on these cards are so beautiful, and it has so much symbolism that you can use both the cards, the numbers, the words, and the descriptions. So you know, the shadow, I just did a quick lookup of what a card in the reverse means, which I've actually never done, because I do, you know, for me, I interpret energy and frequency. I've never really been one to, you know, go by tarot or go by the book, because really it's another person's interpretation that's been standardized, you know, and a lot of times it's from earlier times that don't necessarily apply to us. And I do believe, I took a course once though, and one thing that stuck with me from that course was interpreting the images as well and the symbolism. And you know, that's true too with what I've studied in metaphysics with regard to how powerful symbolism is with the subconscious mind, and how, you know, symbolism and the subconscious mind is really underrated. But at the same time, I put spirit and soul above all of that, because with all the programming that we've had in society and all the, you know, all the symbolism and things that have been done to manipulate us some way, somehow, despite that power, our souls have broken through, our spirits have broken through, our spirits have been able to speak to us much louder than any of the attempts of people who wish to control us, manipulate us, hold us back, extract from us, etc. have been able to do. So I take that kind of balanced approach. So that's all to say that the shadow side of breakthrough is the waiting room. We love breakthroughs. We love feeling better. We love clarity. We love knowing, but it is difficult to navigate when we don't know, to navigate when we have to wait, to navigate stillness, especially if you are, living in a city, in a cosmopolitan city, or in a, metropolis, or if you are, in North America in this hustle and bustle. I'm a city girl. I'm not going to lie. I've always loved the city, and it's all that hustle and bustle has always been appealing to me. However, it's not natural in the sense that energy is going in one direction, which is outwards, which is go, go, go. There's no rest periods. And it's really interesting when you live in a big city and you're here on a holiday and the city shuts down, or even during the pandemic, and you just see the city in a different state. And even I remember, and I don't know if these photos were real or not, I hope they were, but if you even remember during the pandemic when things shut down around the world and they were showing nature coming back to cities, and one image I'll never forget is the one of Venice, and in the canals you could see dolphins. Like, how beautiful the fact that, that was once the habitat of dolphins and people lived among them. And dolphins are such sacred, sensitive, sentient, beautiful animals, creatures, and it would really be a privilege to live amongst them. They sing, they play, they laugh, they mate, they communicate, via sound, and those sounds are healing. And to think that because of a certain lifestyle that humans have had in that area, they drove them away. They couldn't stay there. And so we have breakthrough in the reverse, which is what this reading is about, being in the waiting room. And depending on what you're used to or not used to, it can be very uncomfortable. But what I'm called to share is that we need to not lean into the discomfort, which so many people say, but we really need to take this opportunity to regenerate, kind of like how nature and cities regenerated and kind of came back to what they really were, came back to their natural state. And that's the opportunity we have in this waiting room. It's also an opportunity to reflect and to show gratitude for just how far we've come. And, I don't want to go off on too many tangents because it's really easy for me to do, but at the same time, there could be something there for you or for some of you in this tangent, because we are a collective, and I don't say that in a exclusive way, like, oh, there's us and then there's them and then there's, you know what I mean? I mean, even though that is a reality, but some of us are vibrating on the same frequency and going through the same things, and our journeys are extremely similar, and we can all help and support each other, and coming together, resonating together, feeling, resonance together, it actually strengthens us. And I was just watching a video by Terrence Howard, he at his Oxford address, which was amazing, and I want to find more videos by him about the flower of life. And one of the things he mentioned is how when people come together and they've had shared experiences, and there is a frequency, in his case he mentioned music, that triggers your shared experiences, your DNA actually tightens, all of yours, and that's incredibly healing and regenerating. And that's what we're doing here. Let's move on to the next card. Perfect setting, number 9. So, 9 is about completion and endings, which is absolutely the season we're in. And I mentioned that in my last reading as well, but I do want to read the description for this one. Oh, great. Okay. I thought the booklet disappeared. Perfect setting. If you have a vision or goal, be sure to provide the right surroundings for that dream to flourish. Positive self-talk, affirmations, being kind to yourself, celebrating your talents and successes. All of these create fertile soil for your dreams to take root and grow. Sometimes when you push too hard, it can hinder the harmonious unfolding of your journey. Trust the process, relax, and allow nature to take its course. Belief and positive support is needed to accomplish your goal. Keep in mind, nature makes growing and blossoming look effortless, and the secret is all in the details: position, sun, soil, air, water, and nourishment. Make sure you're taking the steps necessary to attain your perfect environment. Okay, this is bringing the message together with the dream and everything. So this is talking about our mental environment, our thinking environment. We need to start expecting our dreams to come true. We need to start expecting the best. We need to start expecting good people and good relationships to come into our life. We have to start expecting that when we bring up an issue, when we address something bothering us, when we show vulnerability, that will be well received. We're coming from a lot of trauma. We're coming from a lot of bad experiences on multiple levels. One thing I say a lot is we live in a system, in a system, in a system, in a system. And many of us are, more locked in, or were, or are. You know what? I'm not going to worry about the grammar, but many of us are more, in tune with one system or another, and we shouldn't compete. For example, some are more affected by racial issues, some more by gender, some more by sexuality, some more by economic, but we're all affected by them to different degrees and levels. But some we just focus on more, and that is for a reason, because that's part of our life's work, right? And those of us who are on the frequency, those of us in this collective or similar collective, we're here to support each other. We're not here to compete in that sense, and we can all learn from each other, but we have to start expecting that kind of dynamic, because we have to start expecting that kind of dynamic, because that's what's coming. But we can cause ourselves suffering by expecting the past. Know and believe we are crossing into new territory. We are stepping into a new era. A lot of that stuff is behind us. That stuff is still real, and it still shaped us, and it's still things we are addressing, but from another place. And mentally, we do have to create that perfect setting. And I don't really like the word perfect. I think we have to create a healthy setting. And this is not about toxic positivity or manifestation. Nothing wrong with manifestation, but that's not what I'm trying to say. Like, oh, think it, believe it, and it'll happen. No, it's about not causing yourself undue suffering, because you've made it. You've made it. And we made it through so much. But we have that memory of what we went through in our bodies, in our minds, in our reactions. And the waiting room is a perfect place to start to deconstruct that, to start to heal that, to start to undo that, to start to take risks in relationships in terms of opening up, having conversations, where it's safe. It's the time for that. And the waiting room is also like a place of being no contact. I know many of us are no contact with parents, siblings, spouses even. The no contact is real, and it's like the waiting room is and can be a cocoon for us to prepare ourselves to fly. And I actually feel called to look up what exactly a cocoon is, because we look at a cocoon from, our human perspective, but I sense that there's a lot of nurturing going on there in the dark that we're not really exposed to, or not that we're not exposed to. I'm sure people in those fields may have that, but when we think of butterflies, we glorify the end result. We glorify the butterfly, and we're like, yeah, I was a caterpillar. Yeah, I went into a cocoon, but look what was the result of this terrible period of being a little caterpillar or being stuck in a cocoon. But there's nutrients and nurturing there that's necessary, or else that wouldn't happen, So what does a cocoon do? Okay. The first response: a cocoon is a protective envelope that insect larvae use to develop into their pupal stage. The cocoon also serves to protect the insect from predators. Okay, we talked about no contact, and mortality from hostile weather. The correct humidity and temperature within the cocoon enable the larva to transform into its adult stage. All right. So first of all, it's a protective mechanism. It protects you from predators and hostility, right? But I feel like there is something in that structure that's not just protection, that's actually nurturing the larva. Also, darkness is healing. That's actually a modality of healing, where people go into complete darkness and it starts regenerating their body, and it actually improves their eyesight, and metaphysically, spiritually and energetically, that's where we are. So even if we're not really doing too much, even if we're not actively, working on ourselves, this period is still healing and protecting us. So that's the other thing, right? We have to maintain a balance between push and pull. I know there's many of you there who probably love to work on yourself, learn, do even whether it's readings or get readings or, expand. And I've been like that to the point where I did it aggressively, just hungry for knowledge, hungry for expansion. But know that the period we're in, you are going to heal and develop and be nurtured no matter what you do. So if you want to look into stuff, look into it. If you want to do stuff, do it. But definitely do less. And definitely, definitely rest. But even if you don't rest, even if you're not even consciously thinking about what you're doing, something's happening and leading us to our transformation. But this stage is actually feeding us, nurturing us like a cocoon. Okay? All right. All right. I just want to get confirmation, more specific confirmation. Oh my gosh. So, Let me see. And I may have described the process incorrectly when I mentioned caterpillars, but don't watch that. You get the point. So I don't have the exact description here of what nutrients caterpillars or larvae get in their cocoon, but intuitively I just know that's what's happening. If anyone wants to help out and put that in the comments, that would be great. And another detail I just came across here is that they don't eat or drink in the cocoon, yet they're transforming. So that's what I mean when I say you don't really have to do anything. You can if you want, but you're being nurtured regardless in this stage. This is where we are. This reading is to give you that information. This reading is to describe the energy and give you the cognitive, rational, or even vocabulary to describe what you're going through. But this is what it is. It's not what I'm willing, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Okay, next card is Illumination. And we are coming up to a full moon on Tuesday, a full moon in Scorpio, right? Scorpio is all about the darkness, all about the shadow, all about transformation, and I feel on that day, on Tuesday, the 23rd of April, something will be illuminated for us. And I feel it's going to be us. It's going to be our soul. We're really going to see who and what we are. Not our situation, but us, ourselves. Because that's been hidden for many of us. Many of us have been angels in people's lives, unbeknownst to us. Many of us have been the change needed in a space, and we don't see ourselves like that. And a lot of it is due to how we were treated and how we grew up and how we were regarded and how we were disenfranchised on many levels, be it societally, be it, familially, be it friend group wise, and other ways that may not come to my awareness right now. But we are going to be illuminated who we are. Like, oh my God, like, this is me. Kind of like how, for half of the moon cycle, we don't see the moon. Bit by bit, it seems like, okay, we're seeing a little more. And on the full moon, you're like, wow, that's what I've been seeing. It was in the darkness, and then I was seeing slivers of it. And then I see it in its full glory, and everyone can see it across the planet and other planets. And it's just beautiful. But it's like, here's the thing. And I want to be careful how I say this, because I don't want to feed into, I don't even need to explain my thought process, but let's just say this. Beings, forces, I like forces. Forces on higher planes all can see the full you the entire time, right? Like, imagine, even if you imagine a being or a collective or a civilization that is outside of Earth, not on the planet, and you are the moon, for example, they would see you in your fullness the whole time. They would not see you in phases and in slivers and hidden. So our higher forces, guides, even other, extraterrestrials, they see us old souls, they see us illuminated souls all the time. But here on planet Earth, people see slivers, and periodically people see us in our full glory, and there's long periods where we are just hidden, you know what I'm saying? So this full moon is going to be really, really, really important. And I'm feeling like that's when we're going to shift out of the waiting room. But let's see. I want to pull some cards for this full moon, because look, this reading, I love doing readings because on my own, I feel like I think I know the energy. But then when I actually flesh it out in a reading, it's like, whoa. Okay. So I drew 4 cards. The first one that came up was clear out the old. And this has been coming up in multiple readings of mine. Do your spring cleaning. Clear out the old. Okay, you need to clear out the old. Don't ask why. Don't ask, okay, what am I going to get out of this? Or what is this going to yield? Clear out the old. This is the time to clear out the old. Especially as we approach the next equinox, we need to clear out the old. We need to clear out the old. Clear out the old. Clear it out. Go through your closet. Go through your car. Go through your cabinets, cupboards, desk, drawers. Clear it out, and you'll be surprised the things you find. You might even find, this is what I'm getting. Clear it out, because you're going to find things that you need in that clutter. You know what I mean? As you go through it and you get rid of stuff, you're going to find some things that you're like, oh shoot, I need this. Or, oh shoot, I didn't know I already had this and I've been looking for it to go buy it again or create it again. So please do that. And please do that before the full moon. I need you to do that. #29, contemplation. I want to read this one. I want to read this card description. Enjoy your own company. This is a wonderful time for you to recognize and consider the things you enjoy most in your life. Make a point of spending a little time allowing your mind to wander away from the everyday concerns that occupy your time. Give yourself an opportunity to be inspired. Ruminate on your inner voice and listen to your inner counsel. Many of you, and I do this too, but many of you are always plugged in, always listening to something, always looking for the next piece of advice, looking for the next, piece of expansion. Take time to actually listen to your own advice, your own counsel. Listen to your own spirit. What's your own spirit telling you? Take time to just be with yourself and let that wisdom come out. Let that wisdom, let your own spirit kind of encoat you like a cocoon. Because there's so much in there. There's so much that we don't even know, similar to the cocoon we talked about. Being in your own energy and allowing your own energy to heal you, to inform you. Very, very key. Next, heighten your vitality. So here's the thing too, as we go through these transformations, these changes, these healing, especially if you are leaning toward the side of, I'm going to start engaging in some conversations. I'm going to start revisiting the past, rehashing the past, whether that's through therapy or energy healing or, even researching about, a certain, social system or a certain, whatever you might be facing that's particular to you. This is taxing on your mind and body, and you got to replenish that. Whether that's taking your taking your vitamins, having nutrient dense foods, and really like kind of overeating. You know what I mean? Because your body needs the calories. You know, we think of, when we think of energy physically, like burning energy and stuff, we think just physically, like, oh, going to the gym, having a physical labor job or something. But mental work, emotional work, they take vital nutrients. They require a lot from your body, and you have to replenish that. Don't be scared to do that. Even having green smoothies, or not even just green smoothies, but those powders, green powders. There's moringa powder, which is very high nutrient. There's also, I like those green powders. They come in those big tubs and they got everything in them. Sardines are nutrient dense foods. I mentioned in my other readings, because a nutritionist put me onto that, so make sure you are giving yourself nutrients, not just food that makes you feel good, that gives you comfort, but something that crosses between the two, If you feel like having fries, have sweet potato fries. I don't know, maybe make them at home or something, or go somewhere that makes them a little bit more naturally. The next card is Clear Endeavor. And I have a sense of what it means, but I want to read the description in the book here. Something you truly desire Something you truly desire requires a bigger commitment from you. This could be physical, emotional, or mental. Identify what your needs are at this time. Actually commit to this goal and be willing to put in the time to make it become a reality. Commitment plus hard work will assist in bringing your goals to completion. Once you decide, give your best to everything that you do. It gives plenty of new opportunities for you to reach your goals in no time. Pay attention to signs along the way as nature works to assist you. This is what it is, fam. This is what it is. And this is what I was saying at the beginning of this reading, that we have to start planning for the things that we actually want. We have to start. I know we've had such a long history of not getting what we want, having doors slammed in our face, banging our head against the wall time after time after time. But, we are entering a new era. And this is one where we are the leaders. People like us are the leaders. They need people like us who have been awake the whole time and who know what needs to change and who have ideas that the world can benefit from. But it needs to be put into place. We cannot be in La La Land. You know what I mean? We're still on a 3D plane and we're still living a 3D reality. We cannot be in La La Land like, oh, I'm just going to imagine a dream and it's going to manifest in front of me. No, it's not. Because that's the other thing that, the other download I got about this era is, we can't, especially us on this path. Sorry about that. I had to pause. In this era, delusion is not going to work. Delusion is not going to work. Delusion will fuck you up. And we were able to get away with that in the previous era because, number one, we were under that Pisces energy. And I mean, Pisces is all about delusion. That's one side of it. And also, we didn't have the tools. You know what I mean? There's grace for us who were, old souls that did not have the tools to create what it is that we wanted and needed to create. Whether that tool was self-awareness, whether that tool was healing traumas. But now that we've reached this point, we have a responsibility. Like, you have to be for real with yourself. You have to plan and expect the best, and in the way that works for you, because we've been given a lot of ideas about what it means to plan. All I'm saying is take action and put your ideas and plans out in the world, and do it in a way where you're giving it the best shot. You're not just throwing it out there willy-nilly, like, oh, okay, I did something. No, give it the best shot. Like, for example, if it's a post or something, you know, put the hashtags, put the description, put, I don't know, like, just give it the best shot to the best ability you can, and you will learn on the way things that work better and go better, you know, for whatever you're trying to do. But, you know, do not delude yourself about the physical work that needs to be done to put our stuff out there in the world, you know. And doesn't mean burning yourself out, doesn't mean burning the candle at both ends or anything like that. But we're gonna have to get off our asses. We're gonna have to actually not imagine doing something, but do something, you know. And I want to close the reading off with that, you know, because we're in the reading room, but we're really close to leaving. I sense that on April 23rd, 2024, full moon in Scorpio. I think we're going to be walking out of that. You want to be prepared, okay? You want to be prepared. You want to give yourself the best chance. You deserve it. You deserve it. You, your ideas, your vision, you are brilliant. You are a visionary. This world needs you. I know you haven't felt that way and you haven't been treated that way. But that is who and what you are, and that's going to be illuminated in this full moon. Go out there and be your best self. Be your best self. Be your best self. You're worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. I can't say that enough. We need you. We need you. I need you. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 please take this message. Okay? So that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. If you want a personal reading, you can contact me at collectivereadingsbykoi@gmail.com. You know, and we'll figure something out. Anyways, love you much. I wish you all the best. Happy waiting rooming and congratulations on all your success, because you are successful. You have succeeded. Remember that. Okay? Mwah. Signing off.